If you're struggling to stop the flood concept, this video is for you. You will know exactly how to shut it down consistently, so let's jump right into it. First, let's talk about how the flood concept works. A flood concept is designed to overload one side of the field with 3 routes at different levels. You will usually see a streak, a corner route, and a flat route. Now let's say your opponent is running cover 3 with hard flats. As soon as the ball is snapped, the flat route forces the hard flat defender to drive down and cover underneath throws. At the same time, the streak pushed the deep third defender up the field, keeping him occupied. With both defenders occupied, the corner route breaks into the space between them, creating a wide open throw window. The next thing we going over is defense setup. You can stop the flood concept out of any formation, but the formation I recommend are any nickel set or 4-3 over if your playbook has it. Here are a few playbooks that includes the 4-3 over formation. For this example, we're going to use the cover 2 hard flat. Now for the pre-snap adjustments, we're going to set up a Mabel concept. First, put your left linebacker into a curl flat by pressing right on D-pad, then right on D-pad again, selecting the left linebacker, and assign him to a curl flat. Next, do the same thing with your right linebacker. Press right on D-pad, then right again on D-pad, selecting the right linebacker, and assign him to a curl flat. What this does is lock down the sideline by placing defenders at multiple depths. It helps take away the flats, the corner route, and the deep route. Your job is simple. Use the middle linebacker and protect the middle of the field. Once the ball is snapped, you have a defender covering the flats, matching the corner route, and staying over the top of the streak. That would make this Mabel concept so effective. It take away all 3 levels of the flood concept. Now I'm going to show you another example out of the nickel over formation. If your playbook has this formation, you're good to go. Here are a few teams that have the nickel over formation. For this example, we're going to use the cover 3 sky. We're setting up the Mabel concept once again. This time you can either put your linebacker in a hard flat or your edge rusher in a hard flat by pressing left on D-pad, then left on D-pad again, and select your edge rusher. And flick your left stick left to put them on a hard flat. Your job is still the same. Use the middle linebacker and protect the middle of the field. As you will notice, the sideline will be heavily defended. You will have a defender taking away the flat, another defender squeezing the corner out, and a deep defender staying over the top of the street. That would make the Mabel concept so effective against the flood concept. Now let's talk about advanced tips. For your coaching adjustment, set your hard flats to 5, so your flat defender react quicker to any short throws into the flat. Then set your curl flats to 20, so your curl flat defender drop deep enough to help defend the corner out. Combined with the Mabel concept, these coaching adjustments do an excellent job of defending the flood concept and force your opponent to work somewhere else on the field. The last thing I want to point out is start disguising your coverage, especially when you're running a cover 3 look. The reason is if your opponent sees a cover 3 before the snap, they might decide to attack the seams. To disguise your defense, go to formation set and look for shells and flick the right stick left or right until you get something like a cover 2 shell or cover 4 shell. Now your opponent think he's looking at cover 2 or cover 4. He goes right back to the flood concept, but little does he knows it's actually your Mabel concept waiting for him. Another way to disguise your defense is by pressing Y or triangle and flick the left stick to disguise into another coverage. It's a small adjustments, but it can throw your opponent completely off. The less they know about your coverage before the snap, the harder it is for them to make the right read. That's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions or there's another defense you will want me to break down, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video.